So I decided to bring my camera with me whenever I'm going on my walks now, because I always get inspired by just being in nature. And I found this awesome tree. You can't really see it in the shot, but I got my hand on it right now. And it's just, trees have this awesome kind of energy because trees don't give a shit, right? They don't give a shit what's going on. They just grow. They just grow, they prosper, and they make homes for other, they make habitats, right? For other entities. Other consciousnesses to roam about on them, much like Gaia does with us. And so it makes you question, kind of like, you know, why do we give so many shits about what people think? Why do we spend so much of our energy trying to explain ourselves to people? Why do we waste our time, right? Like, now, I am going to say that, you know, occasionally it's worth it. It's worth it to spend a lot of energy and time to explain your situation, explain things that are going on. But you got to remember, we are divine, multi-dimensional beings that are coming into the knowledge of our birthright, of our divine birthright, of our co-creator status. People aren't going to just accept that of you. They're not going to just hear that and go, ah, you're right. That's not what's going to happen. So it's fine to go into these conversations and say something like, you know, I've had this awakening, friend, and I would like to tell you about it and show you how to find God, or how to find source, how to find the universal energy of love that permeates all things, the intelligent energy of love that permeates all things. And, you know, they're going to look at you funny, most likely. Most likely, they're going to look at you kind of funny. And I really wanted to make this video to just kind of say a couple of different things. The first thing is that you don't owe anyone an explanation for how you're behaving. You know, unless you've done something to them that requires some sort of legal, you know, explanation, right? Like you've harmed them in some way, which you're probably not, you know, aiming to do if you're on that spiritual path. But you don't, like, people are they're gonna come at you with their why what you're doing is wrong, or is somehow not, I don't know, not in your best interest. They'll look at you from afar, or they'll look at you up close even, and they'll make their judgments about whether or not the things that you're doing are in the best interest of yourself, those around you, etc. And it's important to know that they don't know your perspective the same way you don't know theirs. Like, you can't see things from their perspective. They have their worldview, and you have your worldview, and it doesn't really matter what anyone thinks of the other person's worldview. You're both entitled to your own perspective, entitled to your own path, and that path should be free of judgment. When we judge another, we judge ourselves, and when they judge you, they're judging themselves. And that's what you have to remember, is when they cast their judgment on you, they're not saying oh, you're bad, you're not doing the right thing. They're saying, I wish I had the strength to be the way that you're being, because that part of me terrifies me. I don't have the strength right now to do that. I don't feel that I have the strength to do that. And they're wrong. You know, think about maybe it was Aaron Doughty. He did a video, I don't know, maybe a couple days ago, I'm not sure, where he said something about alcohol, and he really made a great point, so I want to share that with you. And if you haven't seen Aaron Doughty, just Google him, Aaron Doughty, as Doughty, I believe. And just Google him, he's great. And but what he said was, you know, think about people that drink alcohol, right? They get shy, they're not ready necessarily to engage in the social thing that's happening, so they drink some alcohol and get some liquid courage, right? Liquid courage. What does liquid courage do? How does it work? Well, it's pretty simple. It affects your body and brain in such a way that allows you to feel less inhibited in being your true self, or actually just less inhibited in general. So you can be your true self, or you could be more of a false self, but it gives you the sort of permission to bend either way internally, and then you act on that. And then some people become jackasses, like I do. That's why I don't drink. And some people become amazing social butterflies that normally they're quiet, and things like that, right? But obviously, right, if we just take a step back and look at it logically, that energy, that ability, that courage was already there. We were just looking for an excuse to activate it. So why can't that excuse to activate the courage just be your thoughts, just be your words, just be your emotions and your intent to activate that courage? It exists within you now. So just reflect on your own heart and your own power and your own courage and bring it into you from the light of the moon and the sun and the stars and your angels, your guides, your dragons, your fairies, whatever you believe in. They will share with you their light and they will help you find your courage if you allow them to. It's a beautiful day. It's hot though, it's hot. So that was, I don't even know what point I'm at now, but sometimes I just kind of ramble and then I have to watch these things after to be like, what did I even say? What did I even say to these people? But you know, we're every time I check the Akashic, we're growing. The activations are happening so fast. That 7-7 portal, so much energy, so much activations, so much downloads for all of us. And you know, we're making great strides. We are. It may not feel like that, right? It may feel like things are not going fast enough. But you got to remember that when change takes place energetically, first it takes place energetically, where the collective starts to manifest a change in society. The collective starts to say no to something or starts to say yes to something. And then the change has to manifest itself physically. When we're moving into the higher vibration earth, these manifestations will happen faster and faster. And it's great news, but we can be impatient. We're not used to having to wait for all this. As multidimensional divine beings, our natural state is to think and have immediately, because the manifestations are more or less instantaneous in the higher realms. Now, they're pretty quick now, and I can tell you from experience that I have manifested some stuff immediately, like very quick, because each moment in consciousness, well, each moment is the single moment of now, but that means every now that you experience can be a new person. You can bring a new consciousness into your being. You can shapeshift in a way. You know, think about an actor, right? What's the difference between an actor playing the part of a nice guy who's friendly and loving and compassionate versus an actor who's playing the part of an enemy or a demon or a villain of some kind? There's really no difference. They're both doing the same thing. The question is, which one is most aligned with the truth of that individual? And so if we can find the way to act that is in alignment with our true self and our true expression and creativity, the divine flow of creation, then we can act in alignment with source energy, which gives us access essentially to creative infinity. And when you see the creative infinity for the first time, you will probably cry and laugh for several days straight, like I did. I can't imagine anyone not doing that. So hang on to your butts if that happens, because you know, just relax and take it easy. Sit in the bath and stuff like that. Chill in the sun, chill in nature. Be calm. Like, find calm space. Take time off work if you have to. Don't push yourself, because what happens is you're in a state where like I would almost argue you should be by yourself in that state, because you're so overjoyed that people will think you've lost your mind, and they'll be pretty much right, more or less. So it was just me reflecting on my own little situation a little bit that kind of got me to realize that. And so on this short little walk, I just wanted to share this quick video. I'm going to bring this camera with me all the time, I think, now in my travels. It looks like I'm going to be traveling around a bit, so I'm excited for that. I'm excited for that because I get to see new places and I get to see new planes flying around. And this little tree that I was at, let's see if we can get it. It's a giant tree, but there were dragonflies all over the place here, or at least a few of them anyway. And you know, if you know me, I'm obsessed with dragons for very good reasons. But it was just a sign, right? It was just a sign to record this thing. Thank you so much for watching. My arm's getting tired, so I'm gonna have to just stop it now. I'm weak, okay? I'm a weak man, and and I can't hold the camera. You know, I'll get stronger. We'll figure it out. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you. If you liked the video, click that like button. It really helps with the channel. If you want to see more of the stuff I make, consider subscribing and stay frosty. I'm gonna try and do a stream tonight still. But timing has changed because of, you know, unforeseen circumstances and instability in kind of what I'm doing. So if I don't get to do it today, I really want to do it tomorrow. I don't want to be putting this off anymore. I want to get going on it. Either way, there's still going to be content, at least 1 to 2 videos a day. I'm actually going to aim for 2 to 3, but you know, at least 1, minimum 1 per day, every day moving forward. That includes the weekends. I'll try to record content for every day. And that's a commitment I'm trying to make, and really just trying to like do it this time, because I've made that commitment a few times, and if you've been watching for a while, you know that. Anyways, I'll stop it there. Thanks so much. Appreciate you. Love you. Take care. Be strong. Be prosperous, and be virtuous in all that you do.